Ever since the Nintendo Switch came out, people have been wanting to buy it like crazy. I mean, come on. How many times have you went to a store and they didn't have a Nintendo Switch on stock? It's evident that people actually like this machine. And people also like getting controllers for it, because let's just face it, the Joy-Con type of grip isn't really ideal. And so they have a $70 solution officially by Nintendo, which is cool, but not everybody wants to spend 70 bucks. And if you're in states that pay taxes to the dollar, you're spending a lot more than that. And so there's third-party ones like the Hori Switch Pro controller that exists. I use it and it's actually really handy. But what if you don't want to be tethered to a cord and you don't want to break the bank? Let's face it, $70 for a controller is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, 60 bucks for a controller is ridiculous, but that's more reasonable than spending 70. So, Mayflash came up with an ingenious little adapter similar to the one that they have for the PS4 called the Magic-NS for the Nintendo Switch. The Magic-NS acts as a little dongle, pretty much like your standard Bluetooth dongle, and it works for the Nintendo Switch and your computer. You can connect this into your PC and pretty much make sure that it's set to either D input or X input, so you can use your controllers on that. But you're probably going to spend this for the Switch if you're going out of your way to buy this. And how does it function? Quite well, actually. If you take a look at the footage that I have recorded, I'm shown that there's pretty much little latency, and if it's there, I haven't noticed. And I also put it through the jump rope test, which in Mario Odyssey, it's a little mini game that you can use to get power moves. You get 100, you get a power moon. You get 30, you get a power moon. I used my Hyperkin GameCube controller to do the first test, and it passed that. And I used my PlayStation 4 controller, which passed the second test. And I also used my Xbox One controller, which you'll see the footage of the PS4 and Xbox One controllers, because those were the ones I used for recording. But I played through the game using the Hyperkin Pro controller for the Wii U, and I also used my official Nintendo Wii U controller as well. All works really well, and it's very simple to use. You just hit a button when you are on Switch mode. You just hit this button and it acts as a sync, and then you just got to pair up any controller that you have to this dongle, and it works really well. There is something I don't like about this though, and that is the button. I mean, look, it's practically flush within the case, and that's a problem, because the one main feature that people are going to want to use this for is the Switch, and you got to switch between modes. Let's say it's not on the Switch mode, maybe it's on the D input, or maybe it's on the X input. You're gonna have to switch that, and it barely, like, you have to kind of dig into that. Not really a good thing, and especially because you have to hit this button a lot to sync up with the adapter, to sync up your controllers with the adapter. Again, very bad design choice from Mayflash. I wish the button at least stood out a little bit more. That way it would, it would actually work out a bit, because you're not going to be able, if you have to, I mean, you can press hard enough and maybe you can do it, but that's, I mean, I think they should have probably extended the button out a little bit more. Another thing I didn't like was, because of the button issue, you're pressing down, you pretty much have to hold it with one hand while you're pressing down, so that way the adapter doesn't fly out or break off into your Switch. They could have sold this for $30 and included a USB cable in it, and I think that would have been fine. Just have it be like tethered to a cable, so that way you can press this without having to worry about breaking anything. I think that would have been a lot better. I think that would have probably reduced a lot of the negative press towards this button. Either make it bigger or include a cable and just sell it at 30. Either way, this is a good value product. I mean, You can get 3 of these for the price of 1 controller. It's 25 bucks. So okay, you're spending $5 over. You're not just tethered to 1 controller. You can use 3 or 4 different controllers, and it works really well. I think my only complaint outside of the casing and the fact that it didn't come with an extra USB extension cable is that, well, I don't like the fact that this only works with 1 controller at a time. I wish they could have, I mean, I would have liked it if they, maybe 2, because I mean, you have the Xbox 360 wireless adapter, and that works with multiple controllers at once. I think you could have done something similar with this, even if you had to sell it at a higher price point. I think it would have been worth it. But for the most part, this is a very, very good product. You'll see gameplay footage throughout the thing. I do recommend this. I mean, I beat Mario Odyssey using this adapter, so it works, and it passed the jump rope test. That was crucial for me, because timing is everything when you do jumps and platformers, and this is really good. If there is any latency, I didn't notice.